Hello everyone, here we go. It is Friday evening, Friday the 30th of August. It is almost the very end of the month. Can you believe it? Which means we've got a couple of things winding up at this end of the month, and I'm going to remind you about them tonight. How is everyone? Have you had a great week? I hope it's been a good one for you. It's been really warm here, but I don't mind. I love the warm weather. I just hope it's not. It is still winter though, so I just hope that's not a sign that summer is going to be seriously crazy hot. But this kind of weather is just beautiful. It's lovely. Like anywhere 23 to yesterday was 29 degrees, I think it got up to. That's Celsius I'm talking. So really, really warm for this time of year. Like I said, it's meant to be winter. It's not officially spring here in Australia till next week. How is everyone going? I see that you've had lots and lots of discussion. First of all, you guys made me hungry. Good thing I was eating my dinner with all that talk about Italian food. And then we moved on to Egypt. And Suzanne, I think that came about because of your, Cherie asked you about your username. Is that right? I think that's what it was. And then I haven't had time to read through all the comments because you've been very chatty tonight, but I can see that we have a good regular crowd here. If you are new to our group, please say hello in the comments. We have the friendliest, loveliest group of people, and we're very, very happy to welcome you to our group. That's what we do. We all look after each other. I see we've got more people coming in. Hey, Janine. Hi, Suzanne. Hi, Cherie. Dolores. Hi. How are you? We have Joan here tonight and Glinda. Sheila from New Zealand. Joan Baldry. Hi, Joan. We've got two Joans, I think, here tonight. And we have Donna, Leslie, all the regular crowd. Jennifer, hi. All right. So as I'm quickly getting stuck into this tonight, I don't want to, I'm trying to cut down too much chat at the start, and then maybe we'll chat more as we go along. And if I can try and minimize the chat and get into it a bit quicker, then that's probably good for everyone, especially if it's your first time. You don't want to listen to a bunch of chat that you don't know anything that anyone's talking about, right? So there's that, and then also there's a few things that will be happening because it's the end of September. Sorry, no, rewind. It's the end of August. Whoops, sorry, I hope I didn't scare anyone. September, of course, is a new catalogue, but the September catalogue doesn't actually start until the 4th of September. So I'm imagining it's going to be a very quiet few days between the 1st and the 3rd. Those 3 days are probably going to be pretty quiet. I do believe there's a holiday in the US at that time, so that's probably something to do with why it's starting on the 4th. Makes sense when you know that, doesn't it? All right, so let me switch over to the desk. I'm going to switch my light on to get things a little brighter on the desk, and let's go over there. Tonight is Friday, so that means it's sketch night. Yay! Who likes sketch night? Does everyone like sketch night? So we've been following along with the sketches that are in this catalogue. This is our annual catalogue. As you can see, it came out in May, and it runs through until the end of April next year, 2025. So it's a full 12 months. But on page 22, that's where you'll find lots and lots of sketches. In fact, there's 22 sketches, so it's really easy to remember where to find it. 22 on 22, okay? And what's good about these is they are easily adaptable to all different kinds of cards, some landscapes, some portraits, some, different styles. You could even do a scrapbooking page if you wanted to, based on these. Actually, that's a good point. I would love to know, I think most of the ladies who watch my videos are probably card makers, but I would be very interested to know who amongst you also considers themselves a scrapbooker. So when I started papercraft all those years ago, I started scrapbooking first. That's what I first got into. It was when my daughter was only about a year old. I'd had postnatal depression, and I was looking for something to do, something to get into. I've been advised by my counsellors, medical practitioners, that I should find a hobby or something that I could do that was just for me, to get away from all the baby stuff. And so scrapbooking was where I landed. And I loved it, absolutely loved it. And from scrapbooking, then I started dabbling in stamps and card making and other things. But I already had all the things I needed to do that because I've been scrapbooking. So Christine says she's just getting into it now. Sheila says she hasn't scrapped now. Donna does. Interesting to know. Cherise said she doesn't mind it. And the reason I'm asking this is because Stampin' Up, as many of you would know, close to my heart, has sadly ceased. They've closed their doors as it, I believe it was the end of June. And the makers, or like demonstrators for Close to My Heart, which was largely a scrapbooking focused direct sales company, those demonstrators, they were called makers, were invited to join Stampin' Up if they wished. Okay, so Stampin' Up and Close to My Heart have been working quite closely together. And over the last few months, they've been offering to people who had Close to My Heart accounts scrapbooking products that were small amounts of product that Close to My Heart had allowed Stampin' Up to take on as part of their inventory. However, the reason that I'm bringing this up is because now, as of a couple of weeks ago, everyone can order them now. You don't need to have a Stampin' Up account, a Close to My Heart account to order the scrapbooking stuff that's there, but it is still branded, as I understand, as Close to My Heart product. However, as of the 4th of September, the same day that our new mini catalogue comes out, there'll also be a scrapbooking digital brochure. There hasn't been time for them to actually come up with a print version, but it will be available on the website, and Stampin' Up demonstrators can print it out, or it's quite sizable, so you might not want to print it out. But there are some beautiful scrapbooking products in there, and they will be, as I understand, branded Stampin' Up. So if anyone is interested in looking at those, with that in mind, I'm thinking about starting to do one video a month. This is going to be an additional video, not going to replace anything that I'm already doing, but there'll be an additional one video a month where I actually introduce some scrapbooking products and we start doing a little bit of scrapbooking. It'll be fairly basic because I think that a lot of people, like you said, are just getting into it. And I can show you maybe some tips and tricks how I go about my scrapbooking and how I put my pages together. So that if anyone's interested in that, please let me know. I'd be really interested if you want to say something in the comments that you would be interested in seeing an additional video that is scrapbooking focused. Okay, so anyone got any thoughts on that? Monique says she would like that. That's good. Leslie, hi from the UK. Nice to have you with us. This is a different Leslie, and that means we have a couple of Leslies now. So we have Leslie Kilby. Is that right, Kilby? That's correct. You're sort of interested, Rose. So you sound like you've got one foot in the door, but you're not real sure about it. So maybe we just have some fun with it and see where it takes us. How about that? Katrina said that sounds good. So Donna said yes, please. So okay, that's good to know because I just want to make sure that what I'm going to be doing is something. I mean, if I do it and nobody wants to watch because it's not your thing, then maybe I don't keep going. But I would like to do at least a couple of videos, and we'll just see how it goes. Okay. All right. So we're up to scrapbooking. Sorry. Get the scrapbooking out of my head. We're up to sketch number, I think it's 17. So there's 11 in the first row, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yes, 17. And I did print out one. So sometimes I can get my printer to play nice and sometimes I can't. So some of you would know this is this is the second last day because tomorrow will be the absolute last day of our pattern paper sale. So there's been 15% off designer series papers, otherwise known as pattern papers, that are in our annual catalogue this month. Okay, so if I decided rather than I want to go with the sketch, and I've got an idea of what I want to do, but I wondered whether you guys would like to suggest what paper I should use, and we'll go from there. So the first person to actually ask me to do a paper, one of the sale papers, but that one that I actually have, because I don't have all of them, but I have most of them. So if there's any that you would like me to use, then sing out and I will use this sketch and we'll do a card together. So what does everyone think? Everyone's saying hello to each other. Hi, Gail. Nice to see you. You're not sure, Suzanne? That's okay. That's all right. You don't need to be sure. I'll still have a fabulous group of people watching if it's all of you guys, right? So even if you don't like what I'm doing, at least you've still got each other. The lavender paper, says Heather. Okay, that is the first one that was mentioned. Lynn, you were just behind with yeah, it is very me, Margaret. You're right. This is something, but I thought I'd do a slightly different take on it. You could also go landscape if you wanted to. So that's another possibility. We can go landscape. Totally up to you. It really doesn't matter. So we get to choose what we have. So Rose said thoughtful journey. So did Lynn, but Heather was first with the lavender paper. All right, let me grab some bits and pieces. I didn't grab anything early because I wasn't sure which one that you were going to pick, but I'm going to pull out some of my lavender paper and we'll go from there. All right. So I've got my lavender paper. This paper's been around for a while. It actually was in a previous catalogue. I think it was the mini catalogue before the annual came out. And they carried it over. And I love it when they carry over paper that I really like. Now, the colours in this, we have Highland Heather, we have Gorgeous Grape, we have Pretty Peacock, Lost Lagoon, we have Crumb Cake. Now, Crumb Cake is a great base colour if you're thinking about, you know, because it goes with all of these lovely colours. So I'm thinking maybe Crumb Cake. And then we've got some different ones to use. So this one's got like little leaves on it, you can see, and like it's got almost a confetti background, like little splodges on it. And on the back of that, we have just big sprigs of lavender, which is very pretty, right? Then we have, this is Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock. No, actually, is it Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock? It's just Lost Lagoon. I can't tell. And then on the back of that one, we've got these beautiful like little butterflies, some baby's breath, more lavender sprigs. This is the same one that we just looked at a moment ago. This one is just, that's really nice too, isn't it? Just all the little lavender pieces on the back of that. We have like a Gorgeous Grape and Highland Heather. Now, the one I've used the most is this. I love this country kind of a look that it gives us. So that's a possibility for tonight. I do like that very much. We've seen that one. We've seen that one. This is one we haven't seen. Oh, we have. That's got the gingham on it again. The gingham is super nice. Love it. All right. You can see I've used quite a bit of. I've chopped mine all up. That one we haven't seen. That one's got like this one's got a bit more crumb cake background. This one's got more fronds and flowers on the, so you see less of the background. And on the back of that is just different greens. So it's actually really, really nice. This paper is on sale. It's part of our DSP sale, so 15% off. And if you're a demonstrator, you get to double dip. Okay, so if you're a demonstrator, you get your 15% off, and then you get your demonstrator discount, either 20 or 25%, depending on your situation. You get that out on top of the 15. So you get, you know, like 35 or even 40% off, which is crazy. It's really, really good. You don't do much with it, Monique. Well, I think we need to change that, don't you? I don't like this one as much. That one's a bit busy for me, but you know, it might be right with the right colours. Oh, Cookie, what is that noise all about? He's making a funny noise. All right, so I'm thinking that maybe we want to have, well, maybe we do, maybe we don't. I don't know. And I'm deciding whether to go with a base color of like Highland Heather is a nice base. But you know what I realized after I did my cards this week for Craft Along, that I've hardly got any Highland Heather left. In fact, I think this, I'm down to my scrap drawer now. So here's a piece. So if I was to use this, and will I use Crumb Cake? I don't know. But let's go with this for a base tonight. So Highland Heather, which is a colour that features strongly in these colours. And we have in this paper, I should say. All right, and then I'm thinking I might go with my Crumb Cake. Might cut myself some of that. I'm going to cut the card front. So I'm actually going to pop a couple of extra layers on here that aren't actually in the sketch, and that's because you don't have to stick to the rules. There are no rules when it comes to a sketch. It just needs to inspire you. It doesn't need to be exact. Okay, so I'm going to put a base piece around, which will go right here. And then if I'm going to use this, which I'm thinking I'd like to, I don't know. I haven't decided for sure that I'm going to use this, but I'm going to cut it and then we'll see whether or not we want to have it. It's not necessary. So this is going to be 0.5 centimeter smaller on each side. So it's 13.8 by 9.5. And that would go here so you could see how that would look. All right. So if I decide to leave this on, that's how that goes. Are you guys fighting over who's doing thumbs ups? That's okay. Thank you for the thumbs up. Appreciate it. I just appreciate the fact that you guys are all here and watching. It's so special for me. And you know, I'm just a little paper crafter in my little craft room on the Central Coast in New South Wales, and I just feel so excited when I have you guys come along and watch what I'm doing. Now, I'm not sure if I want this or not. I'm still deciding. I might decide instead we could even emboss that. That might be a go. And I'm thinking I want to have, this is really nice, isn't it? How about that? Let's use that one. It's a smaller design, but I think it looks really pretty. And I'm going to make this. This is going to be 13 centimeters long and 7.6 or 3 inches wide. Okay. So you would then make several panels, either 3 1-inch panels or 3 2.5 centimeter panels. And that's going to, that's 7.5 actually, isn't it? 2.5. So I'm cutting myself 3 panels. Oh, I cut it wrong. Well, that's silly. What am I doing? Oh my gosh. I just cut that wrong. I cut it on the wrong bit, and now it's too short. Oh, silly. Never mind. This is what happens when you're not paying attention, right? I just messed it up. Now I've got to find another piece. Let me see if I've got any more of that. Oh, maybe I do, maybe I don't. I might have to use a different color. I'm so sorry, guys. That's me being... Oh, look, I've got a whole other sheet of that. There it is. A whole sheet. All right, so let's cut 3. I'm going to do it in inches because this is 12 by 12 paper. That's just as easy to do in inches. So let's go 3. Don't you hate it when you mess up a cut, which means you have to either find different paper or abandon what you were doing and start over. And then, so I'm doing 3 1-inch panels. This time I got it right, I think. Looks right. Right, so then I've got my 3 panels like so. Do the floral on the gingham. Well, I could. All right, so if I was to do this, I would emboss it. Okay, so I put it through the cut and emboss machine. So I've cut these to 13 because I want them to be shorter so that I can sort of decide how far apart I want these. The thing is, we've got to decide, I mean, you're not going to see a lot of this background, to be honest. Let's try it on this, like Katrina was suggesting, and see how that looks. 1, 2. Are we going to see enough of the gingham for it to work? Because we're not seeing a lot. Do you know what I mean? You see a little bit around the edges, but we're not seeing a lot. I could cut these a slightly shorter, and then you would see a little bit more. What do you think, guys? You hate crumb cake. Oh, Marilyn, crumb cake's one of the colors that I use the most because it's such a great foil to other colors. So it's a great neutral, But if you don't like crumb cake, you might prefer grey granite. That's probably my favorite neutral to work with. I used to love Sahara sand, but we don't have that anymore. So you like the layered look? Thanks, Julie. Or Julianne, I should say. I'm so sorry. I'm just going through all the comments. The more covered the crumb cake, the better. Oh, Marilyn. Oh, I'll have to find a way of doing crumb cake that you like it. The floral along in the gingham says, Katrina, do the check in the strips and for yeah, you know what? Maybe we should have done the check for the strips, because I either I'm going to cut these down or we're not going to see enough of it for it to be beautiful. Does that make sense what I'm saying? It's a good thing that, you know, I'm let me try this. Let's see how this looks. I don't have an evil twin, do I? Right, so let's go. Let's cut this one down and let's do our strips with this. I'm going to go 3 again. So I'm mucking around a little bit here, I know, but, you know, we'll find something that works. So we're going to turn it around and we're going to do our strips. So I tell you what I like about the gingham. I love gingham all the time. I've got clothes that have gingham in them, and I have lots of gingham everywhere because I just love it. However, and I'm thinking we don't want anything too, let's test it before we cut this up. How would this look on here? Or is this once again going to get lost behind there? Are we better off picking a bolder pattern? Perhaps we are. You know, this one might be better because there's not as much design. That might be nice. What do we think about that? That's a good one. Measure twice, cut once. Yeah, I know. That's what my dad always said. He's a builder. And, you know, when you're cutting wood, I agree that that's the only way to go. But sometimes I think with paper, we can kind of get away with it. Oh, did I just do the wrong thing? I did just, oh my gosh. Seriously, you guys. Good thing I have plenty of paper. I have so much of this paper that it's not a problem using it, really. And I can use up all those scraps. All right, so that is 9.5 by 13.8. Let's try again. You guys are going to be yelling at me. I know you are. All right. I think this is better. All right, then we've got our 3 strips on here. I might still cut these down a little bit, but I think that's better. Don't you think that's better? Because you're still getting a little bit of this pattern coming through from behind. I'm going to cut them slightly shorter. I'm going to take 1 centimeter off. It needs it because of the mat that we've used. So maybe I shouldn't be around trimmers tonight. I'm going to take 1 centimeter off and we'll see how that looks. I do feel that at least 1 centimeter, maybe even a bit more, but let's see. That's better. That's better. Okay, I'm happier with that. You get to see a little bit of the pattern in the background, but there's not a lot of pattern to see, so that's good. Now let me see if I missed any comments. Yeah, I think it's better. I agree. All right. People are saying they're happier with that. Great. Let's go with it. Let's put this on. And I'm going to use, you can use seal or Tombow, whatever you prefer. I go through stages. I do like Tombow for when I need to position something and I want to, you know, be able to move it into the right place, jiggle it around a bit. But well, I was very proud of myself today. Not only did I get all my craft along emails sent out to everybody, but I also got into doing a bit of cleaning. I think because some of you would know Susan is rejigging her craft room at the moment, and I think it's rubbing off on me, and I'm wanting to rejig things. So I went, it doesn't sound very exciting, but it was amazing because I actually did it. I got into boxes of I've got a lot of like bookwork, tax stuff, all that kind of stuff going back from years, for years and years and years. I've actually run a small business since 2002. So it's a lot of years. And so I have a lot of old documentation, and I went through and cleaned out everything that is more than 7 years old, because 7 years is the amount of time that we're supposed to keep it in case you get audited by the tax department or something like that. Doesn't sound like much fun, does it? So I'm thinking this is better. What do you think, guys? Now, we could put these on dimensionals, which would look good, but I'm actually thinking I'm not going to do that, because I'm going to put my sentiment banner in the middle. That's going to go on dimensionals. Do we want to put both on dimensionals? Oh, no, I'm just going to add some of this. All right. So I'm going to pop this, and I'm going to stand up, because that helps me see that I'm centered. So it's about the same amount here as at the bottom. Because once it's down with this stuff. That's where seal is a good thing. And then this one's going to go in the middle. But I'm not going to put that one on yet. I'm going to actually put the next one on. Is this the one I want? Yep. I'm going to put the one on this side and line it up with this one. So goes this way. So I'm going to, once again, I have to stand up. Who else has to stand up to do their lining up? You can also use a grid on your grid paper or your glass mat. That's helpful as well. Let me move this out of the way. You've all had a good look at it now, right? Your primary school uniform was purple gingham. Ooh. Ours was kind of, I went to a couple of different schools because we moved when I was 10. And our primary school was, when I was little, was like grey gingham, kind of gingham with with other colours in it as well. But yeah. And then when I moved, the school I went to was yellow and brown. Not very nice, actually. So, all right. Okay, so that's where we're at. This is what we've got now. All right, so we're following along our sketch. Now, up to you what shape you want to have in the middle. We can do a circle. We can do a square. This one you can see is a rectangle. So I decided to grab my Nested Essentials dies, and I pulled a couple out. Let's have a look here. And these are, oh, let's turn it over. And guess what else I did, guys? I have ordered my magnetic sheets. They should be coming in the next couple of weeks. So I'm very excited about that because I'm going to start a new organized system with my dies. You'll be very proud of me. So, yeah, I am trying to get myself a little bit organized. So I'm very happy about getting those magnet sheets. And I'll have to show them to you when they come. All right. So we have these funny kind of flat diamond shapes. And we have these rectangles with the rounded corners, and they have stitched edges. And this one is a banner. You could even get away with, like, I could choose, instead of a rectangle, if I wanted to, I could have a banner in the middle, and that would look nice as well. So that would be really good. But you can really pick any shape you like. I thought I would pick either the large or the next largest of the dies. So I cut both. I've already done it ahead of time just to try and save a little bit of time. I've cut both in white, and I'm deciding whether we want the big one or whether we want the small one. Now the small one, you get to see more of the excuse me, get to see more of the gingham, but I think maybe this one looks a little better and it's going to be up on dimensionals. So this one is more in keeping with the proportions of the sketch. But what do you guys think? So coffin shapes. Do you know, I have never thought of that. I guess if you're a Halloween person, you might think that that's pretty cool. But I am not a Halloween person, so I don't care. Smaller, says Chris. Small one, says Gail. Bigger, says Nicole. Needs to be bigger, says Julianne. So we have... I'm not telling you that, Sheila. I'm telling you that stylish shapes, you could use one of the squares from the stylish shapes or a circle from the stylish shapes. So you can do very well just with the stylish shapes. You don't need to have all these other things. These are good, but I don't use them as often as the stylish shapes. We have a real, I should have run a poll tonight to see bigger or small. Let me go back and see who was first. I am going, you stand up, Leslie, do you? Yeah, me too. Going down. Banner says Moira, and then Coffin Shapes says Glenda. Smaller says Chris. Okay, well, that means we'll be using this one if we go with Chris's, because Chris is the first one who said bigger or smaller, okay, which is what I was asking. But then we also had Moira say banner before that. Do you think I should do a banner instead? Should I do a banner? Or should I do the rectangle? And then I've got to work out what greeting I want to have. I'm just looking through my greetings. I do have, if I want to have a bigger greeting, I have these guys that I could do a Oh Happy Day. This Oh Happy Day is nice, but I think I would need the bigger one if I was going to do that. So if we're doing the smaller one, then I won't be doing that. Banner over the smaller one. You like the banner now, says Chris. You changed your mind. Oh, everyone's going banner. Okay. Well, looks like we're going to have to cut ourselves a banner because that's what you're all asking me to do. Okay. Well, I'll save these for another project. They won't go to waste. Okay. And do we question big banner, smaller banner, or here's another thought. Small banner over the top of the big banner, and I do the big banner in, say, Highland Heather glitter paper, maybe. I'm going to cut one of each and then we'll see. And I've just got to decide what is the sentiment I want on the front of this. I'd like a decent size sentiment, something fairly big. And I'm looking to see what we have. We've got a You're the Best. We've got a Make-A-Wish. And Make-A-Wish even would fit. It would only just fit inside this one. Sending you lots of love. Only just fits. Maybe I've got a better shaped sentiment that would look really good. Looking. I'm trying. Oh, perennial lavender. I probably should have looked at that to see if there was anything in there. Actually, it's not called perennial lavender, is it? We had painted lavender, and painted lavender has gone. Sorry, painted lavender doesn't have any words. That's what I'm trying to say. Wishing you a beautiful birthday. That's really nice. There's a thinking of you in here as well. There's some really great sentiments, but I'm not sure what we wanted to say. So I think everyone's gone with the banner now. You like the bigger banner. Okay, well, I'm going to cut both anyway. And the bigger banner means that more things will fit on our, So we won't have to worry about trying to get everything to fit, and I can just pick whatever sentiment I like. So that's a good idea. I'm just grabbing some more white cardstock so I can cut this out. These banners are really nice, aren't they? They have, what I do like is a lot of our dies have stitching around the inside, so the shape that you're cutting out, but quite a few of them also have stitching around the outside, which means the shape you cut out, the piece that's left, the negative shape, also has stitching. Now these ones, that is not the case. You have 2 rows of stitching. Can you see this? Inside. All right. Whereas some of the others, like the stylish shapes, leave the stitching on the inside and the outside. So this is like an extra row of stitching. Can you see it? There we go. All right. I'm going to move those out of the way. I'm always on the hunt for really useful dies. I think useful dies are the best. All right, I'm going to quickly find a greeting. And I just need to pick something, don't I? Because I'm taking too long. If I can't find one in the next 10 seconds, I'll do it later. But I'd like to find one. That one doesn't have the right shape. Ah, here we go. This is the shape I'm going for. This is Here's to Beautiful Beginnings and Happily Ever Afters. May the good you do come back to you. These ones are longer. That's what I was looking for. Nothing fancy, just love. Who will I send that to? I don't know. That's a weird sentiment, don't you think? But this one's good. So, oh, thank you. You think something nice and simple. The other one that I pull out a lot is in the Friends for Life set. And it's this Thinking of You. This is a really nice, you know, and it's not super long, but it's nice. All right, let's pop this on. Navy maroon and a little gold on the blazer. That actually sounds quite nice, Leslie. There's a color challenge. Everyone has to do a card in their school colors. That would be an interesting challenge, wouldn't it? I don't know about that one. Some people probably didn't like their uniforms enough to think they wanted to translate it to doing this. Navy beret. Okay, I'm leaning towards doing. I can't find the right thank you that is the right. Oh, this one, I could do that one. That thank you there. But I like, there's also this Thinking of You. All right. Now, if I was to put this on here, your challenge card would be Knight of Navy and basic white. You can't go wrong with that, Janine. That's a really great color combo. One of my favorites, right? I'm going to throw this thank you on here because that's what Moira said she wanted. Hi, Elaine. Oh, don't worry. Don't ever worry about being late. I'm using Gorgeous Grape, and I'm going to pop it right here in the middle up the top. Right, so it's a lot smaller than my piece. Now, if we feel that this, I do feel it's going to need something here. Actually, I maybe should have moved it down and put something at the top, like a ribbon or twine or something around the top. That might have looked really good. The other option is we put the small one inside the big one, and that probably would look better on there. What do you think? What do we think about having the one on top of the other? Do we like that idea? I'm going to stamp it. I'm going to move it down this time. And what do you think about putting one on top of the other like that? You like that better? Suzanne says she likes that better. Okay. All right. So we could glue one on top of the other, or I could actually, and what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put, okay, I've got an idea. Let's go. We've got my two favorite ribbons. You guys know I love these, right? I've got the white sheer ribbon with the silver edge, and I've also got the iridescent ribbon that's got the stripes through it, and it's got all those, like when you turn it in the light, it's got lots of different colors. It's a bit hard to see in the camera though. So I could tie it around, or I could also color this ribbon. I've got Highland Heather blends, so your ribbon can be beautifully colored with the blends. Do we think we would like this ribbon to be purple? What do you think? Or do we just leave it as it is? So I'm thinking this might look rather nice at the top up here. So I'm going to pop this on dimensionals, a little twine around the small one at the top. If I was going to use twine, I would use linen thread probably, because it will tone in really nicely with the crumb cake that Marion's not a big fan of. But but I actually don't know where I put my linen thread. I have misplaced it. It's here somewhere because I use it all the time. But I'm thinking that maybe I need to pulling out some more dimensionals. So I'm thinking that I just need to maybe do a bow because I can't find my twine. 1 and 2. I'm going to do 4 right there. And I'm going to center these on the bigger banner. So I ended up with 2 layers of dimensionals anyway, didn't I? And then on the back of this, we're going to add a couple more. And I think we'll need our purple shimmer gems. What do you think of that? Ribbon as it is, good thing, because that's what I'm thinking. No, Nairi isn't here tonight. She's not. Not sure where she's at. I'll have to chase her up. All right, I'm centering this so it's in the middle. When you've got 3 going across like this, it's quite easy to center. And then we're going to add this little guy. And I'm going to grab my ribbon scissors and I'm going to chop this off. And I'm going to put dimensionals behind here. No, not dimensionals. What am I saying? Glue dots. Yay, glue dots. Right, so I'm going to pop this on here. Friday at our house is fend for yourself night, usually. And we have something either leftovers or something really easy because I have, I have my live coming on at 7:30. So by the time, we pick up Emma from the station and all the things that happen on a Thursday, on a Friday night, we keep it simple. So tonight was leftover Mexican. We had some leftovers from last night. I made like a Mexican rice bowl. Actually, 2 nights ago, I made a Mexican rice bowl. Then last night we had the fried rice done, and then tonight we had Mexican leftovers again. So I went and bought some more corn chips, and yeah, it was yummy. All right, I think this is going to go right about there. And it's a simple card, but I took my sweet time getting there tonight. I'm so sorry it took so long to make a simple card. This is our sketch card tonight, this one. Okay, and this is the sketch number 17 on page 22 of your annual catalogue if you want to check it out. I tell you who I haven't seen here for a while, and I hope she's okay. If anyone knows, is Judy Moody. I have not seen Judy for a while. I must give her a call and see how she's doing. If she's been absent from the lives, then I would really like to catch up with her. All right. Oh, that's okay, Deborah. Bye. See you soon. All right, so it's a simple card. Now, Glenda and I worked out that we probably maybe cross paths at some point in our lives because we both come from, well, I grew up in the same area that Glenda lives. Are you still in Inverell, Glenda? Is that still your neck of the woods, or have you moved on from there? All right, card number 1 is done. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out something from our new catalogue. Who wants to see new stuff? I've been playing. I got some new product in the last couple of days, and I've been playing around. And I'm just going to, so this is the new catalogue. This one starts on Wednesday, the 4th. Okay, so that's next Wednesday, and it's getting real close now. And I'm very excited because there's lots and lots of cool stuff in there, and you'll be able to do all kinds of beautiful things with your new products that you get from there. All right. I wanted to show you something from the catalogue that I have only just got. It came in an order, was it today or yesterday? Today, I think. You left when you were 19. Yeah. Well, I left Inverell when I went overseas. I was an exchange student when I finished high school. I went to high school at Warialda. Okay, so not so up the road, and I was an exchange student, and then went back to Inverell when I came home and worked there for a couple of years. So so there we go. And I was overseas for a year as an exchange student. Yes, Glenda Lavender, not Glenda Herschel. We have more than one Glenda. So sorry. I don't mean to confuse you. Yeah, these are really nice. So these are in the new catalogue. There are 9 of them. Let me tell you about these. They're called gold dipped cards and envelopes. Okay, there are 9 cards, and I haven't even decided what we're going to do with them, but we're going to work it out. All right, so let's open them up. So you've got your envelopes, and you can see why they're called gold dipped. Okay, these are really, really pretty envelopes. So this is your envelope, folds over like so. It's got like this Misty Moonlight. Is it Misty Moonlight or Night of Navy? I am not sure. It could be either. It looks like both actually, but not all of them are the same. So does it say on my? I wondered. Yeah, it says Cherry Cobbler, Garden Green, and Night of Navy and Gold. Okay, so you've got the Night of Navy ones, but it does look a little up the top here. It looks more like Misty Moonlight. There are 3 of those with their matching envelopes. Then there are 3 in the green. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. That almost looks to me like hills, you know, the closest one here, you know, and then, you know, you could stamp trees on the hills. You got the last one in the mist there. Can you see that? It's really pretty. And then you got your Cherry Cobbler ones. And of course, the card bases match these. All right. So if you're looking for quick and easy, this is probably going to be your thing. Okay. So you've got 3 of each. So there's 9 altogether, 3 of each color. All right. So we've got our, and of course you could have these portrait, you could have them landscape, you could do whatever you like with them. I think they're really pretty. Super, super nice. Then we've got our greens. Did I say garden green? Is that what I said? Yes, garden green. And then we have our Cherry Cobbler, which is on its way to real red, I have to tell you. It is Cherry Cobbler down the bottom here, but up the top it doesn't look as much like it. So, but isn't that beautiful? So they are lovely. Sometimes I very often buy the cards and envelope sets because I think they're perfect for making quick and easy cards. And I think I'll be using these at my launch. They are really, really nice. So I'm thinking, which one will I use tonight? I'm deciding. Very Christmassy, these, don't you think? And I'm thinking maybe we'll go with something fairly simple. We could use, I'm thinking maybe a big circle. Oh, actually, I just had a thought. No, I'll save that thought for another time because that's another one. I bought some more of these too. I bought my second pack of those because I know I'm going to use them. They're called the Drucy Dots, and they're absolutely beautiful. And we also have, these ones are also gold, and these are gold textured adhesive back dots. But to me, they're gold, but they're kind of on their way to yellow, don't you think? So I prefer these ones because they look like a vintage gold, not so yellowy, if you know what I mean. Has anyone got any favourite things from the new catalogue so far? What is your favourite thing? If you had to pick something, what would it be? Now, I've been showing off a few cards over the last things that I've made at the moment. Oh, we've got some people voting for colours they like. So Suzanne says she would like red. Janine said the navy would work for her challenge card. Yes, yes, it would. I was joking about the challenge, but if anyone wants to take it seriously and actually take part, feel free, and you can post it in the VIP group. How about that? Cut cards in half and use the envelopes as well. Absolutely, you could. Okay, so then you would have, you know, double, wouldn't you? Double the numbers and put them on, say, a white card base or a card base that matches whichever color you've picked. So that would work. So I'm looking. You don't have any favorites, and that's why you like to see what we're showing. Yep, I get it, Monique. Totally get it. You love the embellishments with, oh, the Regal Winter. Is that the one you're thinking of? You know what? I didn't buy that paper, but I do like all the embellishments with it. It's really, really beautiful. All right. So I'm thinking about playing with maybe one of the stamp sets that you guys haven't seen yet. That might be a good idea. What do you think? And I'm thinking I will go, seeing as, do we say red? Let's go with red. Let's pick one and go with it, Linda. You know that my choice would be blue, though. If I was choosing for myself, blue is always my go-to. Second would be green, and then red is also nice. But all right. So give me 1 second. I'm deciding which stamp set I want to go with. Now, these are really interesting, these stamps. You've got these beautiful trees, okay, and then we've got the little trees. I used these on a card a couple of weeks ago on the circle. Do you remember that? Now, I think these would look really nice with a circle coming off to one side here, and I think that would be a beautiful touch. And I'm going to stay right away from this silver ribbon because we've got this gorgeous gold down the bottom, so I think the gold is the way to go. Now, we actually have cherry cobbler and gold ribbon, so surely that would go nicely with this. Oh, it will. Okay, so this ribbon, look how beautiful it is. Can you see it? It's really easy to tie because it's only it's a quarter of an inch, which means it's easy to tie, not too thick, just gorgeous. And you've got that gorgeous gold, so I think this is the perfect ribbon to go with this. So let's pull that out. And I'm thinking, if we want to have a Christmas tree, I'm thinking about putting my tree on a circle again. So I'm going to pick out my deckled circles because I want my circle to be fairly big. You could use your largest stylish shape circle, Sheila. That would probably be fine as well. I'm just thinking if I want to use, so the biggest stylish shape circle is this one. But I feel like that's slightly smaller than what I want. Okay, so that's, can you see how you get that row of stitching on the inside and the outside? Look at that. Nice. All right, so I want a circle bigger than that with the deckled circles. So I'm thinking just a little bit bigger maybe. So let's try this one. Oh, yeah, that's probably closer to where I want to be. Now, I could put it in the middle. I like my circles sometimes to go off the edge. I just think that looks really pretty. I'm going to cut myself a piece of white with this, and we're going to very quickly grab a stamp to go on it. It's not very riveting when I'm away from the desk cutting, is it? I'm sorry about that. All right, so I've got my deckled circle, and here it is here. Now, here's the interesting thing. I noticed my basic white is not quite the same as this. This is like a, I don't know. It's slightly different. Not that it really matters because this is my focal point anyway, but this deckled circle, if you're wondering which one I used, it's kind of right in the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 or 8 is the one I would be picking from the center. So these are great. They will give you 14 different circles from like an inch across all the way through to nearly 6 by 6. So really, really good set of dies if you need lots of different circles in different. So I haven't even put all this stamp set together yet, but I'm going to pick. So I did use, last time I used this one, and we did that blue card. Do you remember, with the vellum? And I'm going to put my smaller tree together. So I'm dog-earing my centerpiece right where that split is, as like this, and then I'm going to pick up my label and pull the whole thing off, and I'm going to pop it on a block. Find the right size block, probably either D or E. Here's E, that'll do. Then I'll glue it down, adhere it so it sticks, and then pull those backing pieces off like that. Turn it over and line it up. This is the easiest way to put your stamps together. And then it always makes a really good. Now the question is, with cherry cobbler, what color, if I'm going to stamp a tree, what color tree will I stamp on here? I could stamp in, say, Mossy Meadow, which goes really nicely with cherry cobbler. Okay, so that would work well. And then we'd have our traditional red and green, of course, as well. However, I'm kind of leaning towards maybe doing kind of a, what about like a gray granite kind of a tree? That's this kind of color. Or maybe I mix the two. Maybe I mix the two. I'm trying to decide what would look really good. Now this tree, I'm going to play around with this a little bit. And I'm wondering if I should have picked one of the bigger ones actually, but that's okay. Let's just see how it goes. It's a beautiful tree. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. It's a what they call a distinctive stamp, where you get dark and light from the same stamped image. Looks really, really good. All right. Now, without re-inking, I'm thinking about, actually, I'm not. I'm going to re-ink. And we're going to go over the edge a little bit. And I'm deciding, do I want, maybe I do another one? I don't know. What do you think? Let's just keep going, you know. Do I know when to stop? No, I do not. I'm making them slightly different heights because I don't want them to be all identical. All right. Okay, that's looking nice. And then if I wanted to add some another grey to this, grey granite, it's got grey granite is interesting. It's, to me, it's got a kind of bit of mauvey kind of a tone to it, and I want to use, you probably think I'm nuts, I want to use these swishy swirly weird stamps, the ones that are on the front that everyone's going, what is that? It looks like a snowdrift, or it's something that's meant to add a bit of texture to your background. Okay, and I think it would look really nice in the foreground as maybe some sort of, I don't know, maybe like an earthy kind of a look to it. Let's give it a whirl. We need more forests. Yes. You mean literally in the world, or do you mean in stamping? Oh, Cherie left us. She did say she wasn't feeling well. I hope she's okay. I hope she's all right. I'm putting these stamps together. So you can see I'm absolutely not prepared before I go live. I don't know what I'm going to do usually, but I knew I wanted to use these cards and envelopes. I'm just going to test this piece out and see how it looks. So, you know, like just creating some interest in the foreground. That's really, and actually I want to do a whole background with this particular stamp, this swishy swirly one. I just think that's going to be heaps of fun, but I'm not going to worry about it today right now for this one. I'm going to add, can you see like we've got like little mounds or something going on there? I'm going to bring in a blending brush, and we're going to add to that with a blending brush. So give me 1 second. Or you could use a sponge dauber if you prefer. That would look good as well. And I'm looking to see if I have one that's kind of a browny grey colour. If I do, that would be the one I want to use. I'm starting to get to the point where I need to probably go through my blending brushes and sort them somehow. So I'm just going to add some color here. And then I'm thinking, aren't these beautiful stamps? They're really gorgeous. They do look like molehills when you do them like that. You're okay, Cherie? Good. Oh, getting close. What do we have to do to get you to do shenanigans? What do we have to do for that? All right. I'm thinking that I'm going to add, I'm not even going to worry about doing, I'm not going to worry about, I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought because I'm thinking, you know, that's hard. As my husband often says, what? Thinking? But I'm just going to add a couple of little things here into the sky. Here's a star. Just a light little star. You can't hardly see that star. It's lemon lolly. It's too light. Can you see it when I hold it up? It's not very, I think I might need to go up to a darker color. I wanted light, but I didn't want it that light. So maybe crushed curry would be the darkest, but I'm going to go up to daffodil. And I'll try and go over the top of it. That's better. That's better. So a big difference between lemon lolly and daffodil, don't you think? And then I'm thinking I could use some, in fact I will. I'm going to grab some balmy blue, just a really light blue, and we're going to go in and we're going to add some, I'm just going to come down. I'm not actually going to go around and around. I want to come down, so you can see I'm sort of just pulling the color down over the edges. That's looking good. And then I can use the same color, but I'm actually thinking about going up to Misty Moonlight. And there's another stamp in this set. This is a beautiful stamp set. Oh my goodness. I hope that everyone's had a good look at this one. This one has already been used before, so I haven't got to put it together. It's got like little, well, it could be anything. It could be stars. That's what I'm going to use it as. We go, kind of in the sky there. There we go. What do you think? Do we like that? So my trees are looking kind of like they're part of a scene going on there. All right. So let's have a look and see what we have here. And then I feel like we're going to pop that on dimensionals. I want it to be, do we want it right in the middle, or do we want it on one side? Or do we want to go landscape and put it, you know, to one side and then have a greeting coming across here? Do we like landscape or do we like portrait? I'm going to tie my ribbon. You'll see what I mean about it being a nice ribbon to tie. It's your kind of stamping. Portrait, landscape, portrait. Well, we've got a few landscapes at Anne. I think Anne is the first person to comment. Anne Mackenzie. So Anne said landscape. So maybe landscape it is. And I'm thinking a little ribbon down here would be really pretty. And look how nice that cherry cobbler is with that. Isn't that beautiful with that bit of gold? All right, so that's there. And then I think if I'm going to do it this way, then I can actually stamp directly on here, and that would look nice. So this is just a bit of stamping, but it's actually a very easy card. Do you not agree? It's, you know, we didn't have to worry about the base because that's all done for us. I'm looking for my dimensionals. Where did I put them? Move everything. Oh my goodness. Okay. I am going to, I mean, I could just use the edges of another dimensional sheet, but I'm going to grab another pack. Because I can't find my original sheet. But that's okay. When I clean up my desk at the end, I will find it. And in the meantime, I'm opening another pack. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Judy. I know what was it was it Cherie that said it's her kind of stamping. It's my kind of stamping too. I like to stamp little scenes. It's, to me, it's just so beautiful, and I think they come together so nicely. So let's put a few of these around, and let's. So this is called Peaceful Evergreens, this set, and it's from the catalogue that we'll be starting next week on the 4th. If you're a demonstrator, of course, you can get it now. Or if you've been thinking about joining as a demonstrator, you could also get it now because you would be allowed to put it in your kit. So that's a cool thing to do. Look at that. It looks nice. And then I'm going to grab my little ribbon. I've made a small bow, which is good on a card, I feel. You don't want your bow to overwhelm everything, right? And you don't even need to have ribbons on everything. I know I do a lot of bows, but you don't have to. I'm going to probably snip this down a little further. Actually, I'm going to wait until I stamp my sentiment to decide for sure which way I want to go. And I'm thinking, which sentiment set do I want to use? I've got a couple of really nice sentiment sets in the catalogue. We've got a nice Merry Christmas in our Humble Home set. That's really nice. The Christmas labels has fabulous, you know, we've got a Be Merry. We've got, you know, lots of Merry Christmas to you, that kind of thing. But the one that I wanted to use, actually, did I put it away in my cupboard? The one that, the Peaceful Evergreens and then the matching set. I should be looking alphabetically for that, shouldn't I? I hope everyone knows what I'm talking about. I started out tonight with a clean desk. Can you believe it? I know, right? How do I let this happen? I've now got stuff everywhere, all over the place, and I've got no clue where anything is. And that's the story of my life, really. Who else? Who else can relate? Well, I've misplaced my other greetings set that I wanted to use. I could pull out, of course, Greetings of the Season, which is the online exclusive one. This is obviously another nice choice because we have this lovely Season's Greetings, this one here. And the other Season's Greetings that is really, really nice is the one in the Decorative Trees set. Does everyone know the one I mean? So it's the one that has also has Season's Greetings, but it's a mixed font, and we love that. I used it on a lot of my projects. Oh, I found it. Peaceful Season. This is the one I'm looking for. Okay, found it. All right, so we've got a whole bunch of different things. We've got Peace and Joy. Actually, Peace and Joy would look really, really nice with this, don't you think? Because, and I think I would do it in the red or the Mossy Meadow. So that's the next question is, what colour should our sentiment be? There's also a Hoping Your Season is Bright and Beautiful. That's nice, but it's fairly small. It's that size there, Hoping Your Season. And I feel like something slightly bigger would be good. This one is Friends and Family Are the True Gift of Christmas. That would also look nice. Isn't this a beautiful set? As beautiful, beautiful greetings. Thinking of you with warm feelings and a wish for all the merries. No, all the merriest. No, that's not what I want to say. So And the one that I have used out of here is the Season of Wonder and Happiness. Now, that would be nice, but it's not going to quite fit. I would need to put it on a label. Okay, it doesn't quite fit in that spot, but it's nice. I could put it on a label. Do you think we should do a label, or should we do just stamp on this? Take a sip. Oh, no, I think I need the whole bottle if I'm going to do that. Okay, you guys saying, oh, that's okay. What's the message, Megan? I'll go back and have a look. I'm going back. What was it a question? Can we use Humble Home on Sunday night? Yes, we can. We can use that. I've decided between that one and the decorative tree set for my Zoom class next month. I haven't decided which one I want to use. I still can't decide. Exactly. That's a good point, Cherie. If you join now, you would have a new catalogue to explore with your friends. Absolutely true. So if anyone has any questions about that, just reach out. I'm an open book, happy to answer any questions that you have about that, or send you information, whatever works for you. It's always, for me, it's always about what is best for you guys. It's not about what's best for me. That's not how it works. I'm looking at all the comments. You're very welcome, Megan. Remind me. Don't let me forget. What was Lynn's question? Asking if something was hard to do. And let me see. Did I miss something? Did I miss a comment? Oh, the fork method. Yes, I know. I've got, Lynn, I've been thinking about doing bows just the last little while. And you know what? I just haven't done it yet. But I want to do it in a Technique Tuesday coming up. But there you will find lots of videos on it if you're going looking. So, all right, I'm going to pop this here. I've got Peace and Joy, and I'm thinking that will be the go. So let's pull out our cherry cobbler. I've got a couple of ink pads that have gone funny. This one I had to replace recently because my previous one went funny, like the surface of the ink went weird, and I don't know why, but anyway. Oh, I just messed it up. Actually, that doesn't look bad. I messed it up. Can you see how I messed it up? But it doesn't look crazy bad. I could always stick a label over that. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy. Never mind. I moved it accidentally as I was moving the card, trying to get it better in the picture, in the camera frame, and I accidentally moved it. All right, so I'm thinking this might look good right about here. And then we do need some bling, definitely. And I'm thinking the Drucy dots will be nice for this because I think they're closer. Although this is a yellow gold, right? So you could go either way. These are the Drucy dots. They're very sparkly. And then the other ones are just the textured dots, the ones I showed you before. Did I put them back in my bag? Let's see. Yep, here they are. Those actually might go better with this card. They're closer to this yellow because that gold is quite yellow. So you know, a lot of people struggle with tying bows, so don't feel bad. That's really normal. All right, so where will I put my... I'm going to put a big one right about here. And then I'm going to put, there's 3 sizes, small, medium, and large. So I'm going to put a medium one over here and a small one up the top, a little bit higher up. And I'm going to call that the finished card. What do we think? Do you like it? Yeah, these would be very good for Christmas cards, Linda. They really would. I mean, I think that that sometimes you can get really overwhelmed at Christmas time and think, oh my gosh, I've got to make so many cards. I've given myself a really hard task. Whereas if you have like cards and envelopes all ready to go and all you have to do is, you know, fancy them up a little bit, that takes the pressure off and makes it more enjoyable, I think, you know. And you want Christmas card making to be an enjoyable experience. So as you can see, you can have a lot of fun with these, and you can put all kinds of things on them. I've just done a simple circle and stamped on it with my Peaceful Evergreens, and then I use the Peaceful Season to add my words. Okay, so these are both in the same suite. They are very, very beautiful, and there's gorgeous paper that matches with this as well. Gorgeous DSP, specialty DSP. Some of you may have seen it already. Just gorgeous. Okay, Martin is actually Linda, Suzanne. So if you're saying hello, because I think that's obviously the YouTube account is in Martin's name, but it's Linda, and they are in South Australia. Use a bow maker. Yep, absolutely. A lot of people do. I'm glad you like the card. Glad you like it. All right, so here in the midst of all this mess, let me move some things out of the way. I'm getting rid of all my ink pads because they're all over the table. And then this is the other card, which to me is a little bit bland. I feel like it needs some prettying up. Maybe we should have made this a purple bow so that it would stand out more, maybe. How nice is this ribbon, guys? Loved it. Great for Christmas. Really great. All right. So before I head off, what I want to do quickly is to take anyone who missed the craft along on Thursday afternoon. I would like to quickly show you the cards we made and let everybody know that they're available to purchase the tutorials now if you wish. Okay. So as always, I do the main project that we make live in our live video for the craft along event, which is always towards the end of the month. Okay. And then I make a whole bunch of alternate card designs, and you either get sent all the extra tutorials if you placed an order with me in the preceding month, or if you're a member of my team. But not everyone has the opportunity to do either of those things. Maybe you're overseas, maybe you're not in my team, maybe you're a demonstrator yourself. But if you would like to purchase any of these items, then you are very, very welcome to do so. And I've got an address. I'll put the banner up on the screen right now. It's lhiggins.blogspot.com. If you go there, and I'll have the details below in this video as well. If you go there, it actually has all the details, the supplies you need, and a purchase now button if you wish to purchase the additional tutorials. And here are the cards. Okay, so this is the card we made live, this one. And it was I'll move these out of the way. We made a pinwheel tower card, and they turned out really nice. This is what we actually made live. And then the other cards, we have a simple Z fold. Okay, all the measurements are included in the PDF, and it's in both imperial and in metric. Okay, so for anyone who wants to go and have a look at that, this is a screen panel card. So the theme is panel cards, in case you haven't worked that out already. Okay, and on the back there we have room to write. We have little legs on the bottom here, and I show how to do all that in the videos. That was the second one that I made as well. Then we have a bay window card. You can see the panels going across. This is the Winter Meadow paper. This one that we made yesterday, that's also the Winter Meadow paper. So I use those papers twice. Okay, super, super cool. I just love this paper. Yep, really nice. And then the last one was a pop-out panel card. And when you open it, it's a bit of a surprise inside, and it opens up like so. Okay, so all the supplies, all the measurements, and the step-by-step instructions, video instructions to make these are included in the PDF. It costs $15 Australian to buy this. And if you would like to purchase it, if you go to that blog address that's on the screen right now, you will actually see that there is a purchase now button. When you press that, it just takes you straight to the PayPal, to a PayPal button to actually make your purchase. So if anyone is wishing to do that, all these cards are included in this month's tutorials. So I really hope that you'll enjoy them. I've had really great feedback on all the cards. Everyone seemed to really enjoy them when I showed them on my live video the other day. And I really hope that that some people out there who are going to grab these and go, oh, yep, this is exactly what I need. They're beautiful, fun fold cards, and we all love those, right? All right, let me quickly go through. Have I missed any comments that I need to... Megan asked another question, did she? Megan, you're asking a lot of questions. Are they normal size or note card size or American size cards? I've got both metric and are you talking about the tutorials? Okay, we have metric and we have imperial. So they actually, so this, everything fits in a standard size envelope and folds flat to go in a standard size envelope. So this is standard size made with A4. And then I also did that's why there's two in some cases, because I've done them once in US measurements and once in metric. So these are all standard. This is standard. This one is longer, but it folds closed, so it's thick to mail. This one is the only one that you would possibly have extra postage if it's terribly thick. Okay, you can see I've got two cards here. It's not crazy thick, so you might, I think you'd get that into an envelope, okay, but you would have to fold it like this in order to fit it into an envelope. And the other ones, like the bay window card, these all fit into standard size envelopes. So does that answer your question, Megan? You have lots of questions. I love questions. I just miss them sometimes. Sorry about that, Leslie. I was over on the other area where I get the banner from. So I have to actually go off the screen away from the comments to get the banner. And then when I press the hide button, it takes the banner off the screen and then I go back to the comments. So I can't see the comments at the same time as I am doing the banner. I'm so sorry. That's if you ever think I'm ignoring you. Oh, the gold card base I used tonight. Yes, it should fit in a standard envelope. But I find that our cards do fit, even the US size cards do fit standard envelopes. So let me just pull all these out of the way. Sorry, I thought you were talking about these cards, Megan. Sorry. All right, let me get a standard envelope. So we use C6 size envelopes. Let me see. So this is my basic white C6 envelopes, all right? And this is the card that we just used. It would just fit, okay? It's got plenty of room at the top here. It would just fit inside. So let's actually make sure that it's actually going to fit into our C6 envelope. I'm just going to open up my envelope packet. Okay, it should. I want to make sure I'm giving you the right information. I want to actually do it. Yeah, it does fit. Look. So that does fit into the normal envelopes that we purchase from Stampin' Up, if that's all ones that you're wondering about. So the envelope size, it says on the pack. Actually, does it say on the pack? It says C6, but that's all it has. So if you're doing this in inches, the envelope size is 4.5 by 6.5. Okay. And if you're doing it in centimeters, the envelope is 16.2 or 3 by 11.3. That's the size of the C6 envelopes. The size of the card, yes, they do come with envelopes, but I think the question was whether these fitted into standard size envelopes, and these are slightly bigger. Okay, these envelopes, but only slightly, but can you see it's this much extra on one side? And see how it goes for, and I think it's about the same on the width as well. It's about 1 millimeter extra on the width, but it's probably 2 millimeters, maybe nearly 3 millimeters on the length. So there you go. Can you see that? And the size of the card, okay, is the folded size is 16 centimeters by 10.7, or inches is 4.25 by 6.25. Okay, so slightly bigger than a 4x6. So that's the size of the card. That's when it's closed. If you want to know the open size, I can give you that as well. But they are about the size of the memories and more cards. That is true. Yep. Yes, all lives have replays. All my lives remain. So you can go back and watch any time. And the card I just made, this one, is this the one you mean? Did I answer the question? The red, yeah, okay. I'm so sorry. It took us a long time for me to work out exactly what you were asking me. I'm so sorry. I have answered everything. Phew. I feel like I'm under scrutiny, you know. It's like failing an exam, you guys. All right, so that's how our cards turned out tonight. I hope you like them. And it's way over time tonight. I am so sorry, guys, but it was fun to chat with you all and fun to spend some time. I hope that you have a lovely Saturday. I'm looking forward to my day off tomorrow, and then Sunday night I'll see you all back here again, which will also be awesome. And we'll be doing Humble Home because that is what Megan requested. So I will make sure that we do something really cool with that on Sunday night. All right, you guys. Well, have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.